Yo, what is great in the state? It is the radio rock star G Money. And you know what I'm saying? Smash the Mad podcast is going down. And I am being joined by my guy, my homie. He calls me light skin and man, he's like half a shade. You like half a shade darker than me. Half a shade. Half a shade. You know what I'm saying? Blaqtus Jack is in the building, man. What's good, my brother?
Chilling, chilling. Half a shade.
Half a shade, man.
Dude, you're like 10 o'clock and I'm like 12:05 midnight. That ain't half a shade. You
Bruh.
tripping.
You like
I'm
if you
shining tonight.
12:05 midnight, I'm like 11:37.
That's still a good little bit of time. Hey, you could
That's
have went and got hey, that's a lot of time right there. You know what you can do in that time span?
man. I could go to Waffle House and get me an All-Star special. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
well, that's one of the things you can do.
There's a few things. There's a
Like
few
good
things I
stuff.
could do.
Like good stuff. Come on over to the dark side, son.
What you mean, dog? I'm usually the darkest guy around. Like I mean one guy that's a little bit darker than me. Well, first of all, let me just say I first came across you. I used to see wrestling flyers with your name on them. You know what I'm saying? I was like, Blaqtus Jack. That's a cool ass name. I was like, Blaqtus Jack. Damn. So like I would see these flyers. I hadn't been to any of those shows, but then this past December, it was the wrestling super camp at the AML at AML. It was Preston Quinn. It was C.W. Anderson, Josh Gary, Tom Pritchard. You know what I'm saying? That's where we officially met. And that's how he greeted me. He's like, oh, what's up, light skin? And I'm like, me and Jim started looking around like, who's the light skinned guy? Like, who is that?
Do you know? Do you know why I started calling people light skin?
Why is that?
Because it's hard to get offended by it.
Uh,
I walked up to this African who was no lie 17 shades darker than me and called him light skin. And he said, I'm not light skinned. And everybody, bro, it's a different way to interact with people, you
oh
know.
no, it's cool. Like it's different. And we cherish our shade. You know what I'm saying? So like I take pride in being dark. So just to hear that, I'm like, that's different. It's different. Like and that was a hell of an icebreaker. It was a hell of an icebreaker. I will never forget you now. I will never forget you now. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I mess around and move to Norway, if I go to the Norwegians, I'm out in Costa Rica, whatever, I never come back to the States. I'll always remember the guy that called me light skinned. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? So look, man, before we kick this thing off, I want to ask you an icebreaker question that has absolutely nothing to do with wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Just to get the juices flowing. So, Blaqtus Jack, if you could have any superpower, what would it be and why?
If I could have any superpower, I would endless knowledge to share with the world.
Mm, mm,
Cause I mean, people may not think of me as like, but I always like knowledge is power, and it's like people have really like, especially everything from politics to wrestling to school. People have literally just crapped on knowledge and said we don't want knowledge. We just want to be part of the mass. Like people are so afraid to stand out. They're so afraid to spread knowledge. You need somebody like me that that's not gonna care what people think. I don't care if people want to doggone threaten me. If I was alive back then, I would have been Malcolm X and Martin Luther King because I don't care if you threaten me. I'm gonna be the face that you doggone that you're gonna be like, look, we remember that guy. He did a difference. He made a difference. Because knowledge is so important and people just push it to the side for bullshit politics and for ignorance, just to be a part of a mass. I'm not going to be a part of a group that I don't believe in or stuff like that. It's like people are so afraid to stand out because of lack of knowledge. It's like if I start a rumor right now that G Money, uh, uh, kissed another man in jail, it'd be like, I guarantee you, there's for like 4,700 people on my Facebook. I guarantee you, at least 15% of them are gonna believe it,
Right.
even though
Right.
you've never stepped foot in the jail.
Never have.
Never been to jail, but people will believe that, and it's like
Well,
lack
if
of
you say it, well, first off, if you say it on Facebook, it's got to be true.
right.
I
Apparently,
mean, it just got to be true.
yeah,
It
and
just
like what people don't realize is that when I post stuff and I say stuff, some people won't agree publicly, but I'll get messages. Yo, that was so honest and real what you said. That's me, like all day. Like I'm not gonna say nothing that I don't stand behind. That's why I don't have to delete posts. I don't have to go back on what I said because if I said it, I stand by it. And
right.
anybody that got a problem with it, hey, whatever. Here's the thing. I'm more of the TO type. They can say TO was loud, TO was obnoxious, TO did this, but nobody ever said that TO lied.
That's
He
true.
went hard and he called out people that was bullshit. And that's what I don't care because I go too hard. I done been through too much in wrestling. I done fought, stretched, and clawed. I've watched people get opportunities they didn't deserve. I've seen people pushed ahead of me. And I sat up there and I was like, okay, so I'm gonna keep going hard. So you ain't gonna be able to deny me. And that's for everybody. If I
Right.
want something, damn it, I'm gonna have it. Either
I
I'm gonna
get.
have it or I'm gonna take it out your hand.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's not an option. Like like it's not an option. Like you're not gonna stop me. Like you're gonna watch. That's what I tell people. You're gonna have to watch because you ain't gonna stop me. That's all you can do.
I like it.
So
I like it. I like it, man. So how long have you been active, and what got you into wrestling?
actually I have been active. Technically I've been active since 2016, but I didn't start actually like doing stuff to like 2018, 2019. Um what got me into wrestling was I was always into wrestling, but my cousin he used to record wrestling shows because they had his mother would order the pay-per-views for him.
Oh, that's a good mom right there. Psh,
Yeah, and he would record them. Well, the last pay-per-view that he wanted me to watch with him was 1996 Starcade, and the tape would not work like for the main event. So one of the matches that I've never really like watched was Hulk Hogan versus Roddy Piper
mm,
because we could not get the tape to work. And like my cousin, he had pancreatic cancer and he died in March of 1997.
oh man,
So that's probably a match
condolences.
I want to watch one day, but like I'll probably watch it when I feel like I got to a level where he'll be proud of me. But until then, I'm just gonna grind, and then hopefully I'll be able to watch that match one day. But like, yeah, he really wanted to watch the match, and he kept trying to play the tape, but he couldn't play the tape, and he wound up dying a few months later, and I never got to watch it with him.
Man,
Yeah,
man, my condolences, man. That's
yeah,
legit.
that's literally the first time I ever dealt with death in my life, and it was like it's the one that taught me the most. You know what I'm saying? Because in my family, I don't know about yours. Like in my family, I was the first male to graduate. Well, technically the second. He was the first male to graduate. Um, he was considered special needs, or as they say in the '90s, mentally retarded, um, because he had a speech impediment. But when I say this man could tear your ass apart, he would be whooping my ass at a video game and talking pure junk. Especially if it was bruh. He was literally he was a part of the Special Olympics. He was a bodybuilder. He played basketball, and
Damn.
he had a girlfriend and had a
Damn.
job. But he was considered special needs because he had a stutter.
Us. Mm.
He had a stutter. He wasn't because the dude, the same way I can cut somebody down, that's kind of where I got it from. Because he used to just it would take him a while, but he would be like he already had it in his mind.
Oh,
His
man.
his his speech couldn't keep up with his mind, but he was fast as a whip. And like I kind of had the same issue because they wanted to consider me special because of I had a speech impediment, and to this day, certain words I can't say. Like literally, there's a sentence that I always say. It's like screech, scraw, strawberry, straight. I have an issue with st and st words still.
Oh,
So it's like
okay.
I thank God I'm from the South because it doesn't sound like that terrible.
Right.
But like to me, it's like I still have a problem with those words. So yeah, but
Interesting.
yeah,
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. So, where did you start your training at?
I started my training at Firestar under LeBron Cozone in 2000 January 27th, 2016.
Well, that's how you know it's real when you remember that opening date. That's how you know it's real, boy.
Yeah.
So, all right. So you started training with LeBron Cozone, Firestar Pro Wrestling.
hmm
So when did you have your first match?
It was August of that year at AIWF. It was against Isaiah. They called him Chappie from CWF. He's now known as Big Bite Martinez, or as I like to call him, Lil Nip Martika when he's stripping. That's his stripper name, Lil Nip
That's a stripper
Martika.
name. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. What's your real name?
not your stripper
but
name.
it
Yeah,
was my first four matches were actually inside of a cage.
really.
It was it was me and Isaiah. I won the first match with a World Strongest Slam, and later on that night, he won the second match by coming off the top of the cage on me with a Jimmy Fly Snooker
Ooh,
elite.
how
Um,
how big was this cage?
it wasn't that high. It was like maybe 15 feet, 20 feet.
15.
Yeah, 15, 20. That ain't high. Um, yeah, that's lightweight.
Damn.
So then the
Have
next,
you ever jumped off a cage?
I want to.
I want to say because you said that's like work like you like oh man I've done it before.
Yeah, like there's not nothing I won't jump off of. I enjoy that thrill of I'm about to fuck myself up. That's just like that's like I enjoy that, you know what I'm saying? But like I ain't gonna lie, the thing I had to get away from is that people always want to put me in death matches, and I'm like, no, I'm sorry, no, like no offense, but no, like
Whew.
unless I'm doing a storyline and it ends up like, hey, we need to do this. No, like if the largest company in the world doesn't need to have bloodshed, what do I need to be cutting myself and bleeding myself to death for anyway? And
Man, look.
so the next night, I was in a triple threat with Sergeant Stryker, who's actually a military veteran like myself, and Foxy Roxy, and we
Okay.
lost. I lost both matches, so I was 1 for 4 my first week. Yeah, 1 for 4 my first weekend of wrestling.
One for
And
four.
I
Man.
literally told Isaiah right before we went. I said I forgot everything, just so you know. And he was like, "Oh, okay." And we went out there, and it was just like, you know, But I was a big black guy in the kilt, so they really liked that. So
That's why they liked it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, you know what? You just brought something up that I didn't even plan to ask, but since you said it, what is your preferred style of working? Is it calling it in the ring or like putting something together ahead of time?
I prefer call. It depends on the person. It really does because okay, so if if you're a
Like
modern
let's say
wrestler,
like me for example, like I started training August of 2019. I had my first match in May of last year. So I think right now I have probably 8 matches, 7, 8 matches under my belt. I know the basics. You know what I'm saying? I know the basics. I'm not advanced, but I know the basics. I can work a match. You know what I'm saying? So let's say if it's you and me, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, do you, because I'm the type, I'll tell people straight up. I'm like, yo, hey, look, man, I've been working this long. I know this, and this. You know what I'm saying? I can do this, I can do that. And then I'm like,
all right,
if
would you
you're the
be the
vet,
heel of the baby face?
huh?
Would you be the heel of the baby face?
Well, I probably the baby face because especially because I'm newer. Most of the time, I'm the least experienced person in the ring. So the way I was taught is like you most of the time the heel is the vet, so they lead in the match anyway.
Okay,
So
so
I you know
if I'm the heel, I would call everything in the ring except for the finish.
right.
If you're the heel, I would literally avoid you until right before the music hits and go out and just be like, call it.
Right. Gotcha.
Like it's George Soft explained it best. He said, "How can you go to a restaurant and they make me some food that I don't know? That they don't know what I want, so how they gonna make my food? So like you can't give somebody something that they ain't ordered yet.
Right.
You know? Like you're force feeding somebody something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The same way people complain about John Cena and Roman Reigns, you're force feeding people something they don't want. You know what I'm saying? And that's just public perception, not mine, that about Roman Reigns and John Cena. But like that's how people are though. Like I don't know. Anyway, sorry.
No, it's cool, man. It's cool. Look, it's like I told you, we cover all kinds of stuff, man. So all right, so you prefer to call? Nothing wrong with that because I try to work both ways. If you want to call, let's call. You know what I'm saying? If you want to
well,
put something together, all right, we can put something together.
well, I
You
mean,
know.
also like I told somebody um, so I had a match against Derek Neal, and certain stuff that people do just make just common sense, right? So if I put your head under my left arm, and then I hook your left arm over my head, right? What am I going for, right? 9 times out of 10, I'm going for a suplex or a roll up, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, yeah, a roll
Yeah.
up.
There's a few options, but yeah.
So like, okay, if I pull, unless like, I don't like to like call every single little thing that I'm going to do. That annoys me. Like, no, like, first off, if I punch you in the face and then you grab your face and you open your rib cage, I'm gonna hit you in the rib cage because that's what
Right.
you're giving me. Like,
Exactly.
like I see so many people trying to force stuff. It's like, look, sir, you are not gonna doggone molest me in this damn ring. Like, you're gonna take what I give you. Like, don't be turning me and flipping me and doggone, like if you don't know more than one way to skin a cat, then you should not be in the ring, period. Like, oh, like I had that problem one time, and like I felt bad because like I just like you don't never want to hurt nobody, but it's still like you still want to get your stuff in. Like I'm not that guy though.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I don't have stuff that I have to get in. First of all, the stuff that the way I got in with the veterans that I work, I say, hey, do you mind doing this to me? I can really sell this really good for you. I can make this look really good for you.
Right.
Because if I can make them look like $1 million, then they're gonna be like, yo, like this dude got something, you know.
I like that.
And and I feel like that's what a lot of people that's what a lot of things is missing. Everybody wants to get their stuff in. Oh, I can do this really well. How about you just shut up and listen? That's the problem. Like it's not enough for that. It's like I love observing people. That's why I observe people to the point where like people be thinking like you interested in them in another way because I observe people and I watch how they move and I watch they body language and they because that's what I and being in the military that's what I used to really watch for people, especially when they were acting suspect.
Right.
Like if you acting suspect around me, then like it's like I gotta check that energy. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why certain people I avoid, and there's certain people I avoid at every promotion. You know what I'm saying? And when I go to Five Star, there are certain people I avoid. When I go to AML, there are certain people I avoid. Everywhere I go, there are certain people that I avoid because I know for one, my military history and my mental health issues are not going to let me like be nice and casual and cordial. Like because when I go all the way to 1,000, it's going to take a lot to bring me back because it's so like so warranted and so deserved. Like that's why I just like I talk as calmly and as nicely as I can, or I'll just avoid the person. Because when you start talking stupid to me, then I'm gonna just be like, you know what, whatever,
Now it's on. It's on. When it's on, it's on.
Right?
You know what I'm
Because you done
saying?
did so much, so
Yes, indeed. Well, we definitely know. Well, for those that don't know, this Sunday, Burlington, it's the first time ever event. And all these matches are first time ever matches. You know what I'm saying? And you are going to be going up against MLW's Myron Reed, aka the Young Goat, aka I believe he goes by Hot Fire also. I,
hmm
yeah. So so was it? I want to know. Did you request a match, or did they just throw you the idea, or like how did that come about?
the idea was presented to me. It was presented to me. Um, yeah, it was presented to me.
Right. Are you familiar with him? Like, were you familiar ahead of time with Myron Reed? Like, do you watch MLW?
I'm gonna be completely honest. I wasn't familiar. I wasn't. He was on my friends list, but I wasn't like familiar with him because I study mostly old school wrestling.
Right. Yeah.
'Cause I
Yeah.
don't want to do anything else that anybody's doing that age, you know. So I can work I can work an atomic drop like Ricochet worked the dog on moonsault. So
Right. Right. Right.
like
Yeah.
I don't, you know, but I definitely have studied him and like I've mentally prepared for what I need to do and like from my breathing patterns to just mentally mapping out my game plan. You know?
Right. Because it's like he has a faster pace. He has a fast paced kind of style. Like I've seen some of his stuff, especially this year. I know he's had a match with Leo Rush, and like he's feuding with some guys in MLW. So I know that you're going to be like a complete surprise to him because I know you're a big strong guy. You're a big strong fast guy. You know what I'm saying? So I think you're going to offer him some probably some things that he's not used to seeing. So I think it's going to be. I'm hyped for it. Honestly, I can't wait to call that match. I'm hyped for it.
I feel like um it's weird because like when people say that I'm a big guy, I don't really In my mind, I'm not because I'm the runt of the family.
I got you.
So it's like I'll be so shocked sometimes when I look at pictures and I'll be like, is that me? Because like my perception of myself is I'm so small because I'm comparing myself to the rest of my family members, to my brother who's 6'6" and he was damn near 400 pounds, and to my sister who was 6'1" and damn near 500 pounds, or to my father who's 6'4" and was 200 some pounds, or my sister who's other sister who's 6 foot and 300 some pounds now and losing weight. Like it's like comparatively speaking, in my
I got.
mind, like I try not to, and that's the biggest issue people will have with me is that they say I work like a smaller guy, but like until I change that perception, like it's like in my mind, like, and even when I started at Five Star, everybody was like 100 and some pounds.
Right,
Kobe
right,
was the next closest thing to me, and he was like 220, 230. I was almost 100 pounds bigger than him.
right.
So I was so happy when TDT came. So like, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, yes,
Yeah.
another fat
Somebody
person.
that's close to my size. Yeah.
Right, right. So it's
Gate
like it's
City's
like
very own. Heck yeah.
right. I got to get that doggone mental block away. Like I'm starting to get away from that because a lot of people say, "Hey, you should work a more traditional style," but I can though. I can work a more traditional style, but I also can do the spotty stuff. But I also can do the hardcore stuff. But I can also brawl. But I can also take an ass whipping. But I can also sell for a big guy.
But I think that's good though. Like the fact that if you're versatile, I think that makes you even better. You know what I'm saying? That means you're able to adapt to different situations and to different opponents. So I don't see a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to work different styles just in case. You know what I'm saying? So then that way, to me, when somebody watches a Blaqtus Jack match, they're not guaranteed to see the same thing because if you can work different styles, they're not going to see the same thing in every match, which means they're going to want to see you more. That's my understanding of it.
Yeah,
So
it's very interesting because like just being able to study different types of wrestling, like I don't. It's kind of strange to me when they say what's your style because it's like I don't feel like you should have like a style because like there's so much access to to thousands of millions of hours of wrestling to where you can study a style to where people can teach you different styles. I've Cozone and George South are so far differently that it doesn't even make any sense, but they can both work. You know what I'm saying?
right,
It's not like they're
just
so different.
but they can both work. Yeah. So when you study, all right. So who are some of your favorite wrestlers, if you
Um,
have any?
it would definitely be Macho Man, um, Roddy Piper, Jake the Snake, and this is a weird one, Max Manny.
Max Mini.
I don't know what it is, but I love that little guy so much. I was just like, oh, like, dude, I can't even lie. If there was one wrestler I would meet where I would just like probably like break down in tears, it would be Max Manny. I don't know what it is. Like when the first time I saw him, when I got older, because I couldn't afford pay-per-views.
Right.
But the first time I saw him as an adult, I was like, I love him. And I don't know why. I just instantly like loved that guy. Like I was just like, I love his style, his charisma. Like I just loved him.
That's dope. Who said Max Mini? Yeah, that's not a name you hear often. If you're talking about their favorites, that's dope. So Franco Varga wanted me to ask this question. Franco Varga, the biggest wrestler ever, said, "What is something that $40 can't get you?" It's-
Hey, look. $40.
oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He said, "Is there anything you can't buy with $40?" My bad. My bad. I had the question wrong.
Let's see. Anything that you can't buy with $40. Damn sure not the gear that I'm wearing on Sunday. You can't buy that because it costs more than $40.
Right, right, right. I be seeing I be seeing your obsession with the $40 too, man. So
Bro, bro, when I explain that to people, they really think that it's one thing, and it's like
yeah,
that's not what it means.
because
but
there's
but no,
a
so okay, so I used to tell and still do. I always tell stupid jokes to like just that's me. You know what I'm saying? You know me. I called you light skin, like
exactly,
you
yeah. You know,
know, so
it's all
like
fun.
so this trainee he took a picture and he was like he tagged me and he was like $40 is $40. Guys always just like that was like one of my locker room jokes, like something that
Yeah,
you can say in front of people. But I'm stupid, so I said it in front of everybody anyway.
yeah.
It was like, $40 is $40. And he was like, the coach was like, would you do this, this, and this? And I was like, Coach, $40 is $40. And he took it and tagged me in it. So now every time I say it, he's like, you owe me some money.
Oh
But
wow,
but $40 is like it's like
$40 is $40.
right. But it's more about self value than actually, that. Um,
Of course.
it's actually about, I was telling some people, I said, if if they consider you one of the top wrestlers in North Carolina, and the top wrestler is getting paid $150 travel, you should be getting paid $150 too, because you're up there with that name. Your self value is your self value. You know, like people are going to want to go negotiate, but your value is your value. And when I started wrestling, that's what I valued myself at $40.
Right.
Like I wasn't like I wanted to make money, but that wasn't the priority. And even now, that's not the priority. I could be like a lot of people, just sell merch and just be happy. But I want to do more for professional wrestling, like especially North Carolina wrestling. Like I don't want it to be no doggone. Oh, Blaqtus Jack is this. No, like I don't want to be like one of those people that's just like always trying to undercut people, always down talking people, always got something negative to say. Like I said earlier, there are certain people that I avoid because they can't bring anything positive to my life or my situation.
Right.
So I don't talk to those people. It'd be ignorant for me to even try to have a conversation with them because they can't understand the level that I'm trying to get to. They don't understand the level that I'm on now. Some people hate that I got this match, and it's crazy to me. Now, to be honest, do I feel like I deserve this match? We'll find out on Sunday. Me personally, it was shocking to me because I was like, when I saw who it was, I was like, oh, wow. Yeah, that'd be cool. Awesome. you know. But like when I realized some of the hate that I got and some of the people who just like down talk me and act like I don't deserve anything, that's crazy to me. Because I've been putting in work. Like you can't go to like literally like how do you think that I became the executive producer at one of the best wrestling schools and shows in North Carolina? That's crazy to me. I didn't just show up and be like, hey, give me this spot. Like for years, it's been work put in. And I never hated on nobody for getting the match. I congratulate people, you know what I'm saying? I never hate on another man. That ain't what I do. I never hate on another woman, that's for sure. But I definitely won't hate on
Definitely.
like this. Like I don't understand people in wrestling, bro. You got people that hate on you for no reason. You got men that'll hate on Savannah Evans, and I'm like, bro, really? You
No,
know she's better than
bruh.
you.
Nah,
It's
bruh.
just like
Savannah's a
some
whole beast out here in these streets, bruh. Like,
right,
they need to chill out.
bruh, a whole beast, bruh.
No,
Not a half,
like,
a third, or a quarter.
come on. Right.
And then it's just sad because it's like, and then you got these people who so pro black, but they sit up there and trash every time a white promoter tells them no, oh, he's racist. No, he just doesn't like your style. If you would ask questions, bro, I'm so sick and tired of that. Everybody that tells you no is not racist. Maybe they just don't like your style or you. You know, like it's not that they're racist; they don't like your style. I don't like, bro. That's the new thing nowadays. Everybody's racist who tells me no,
Ugh.
and that's the crazy thing. It's like how you supposed to get better when honestly the most confusion that I've ever dealt with was with other black wrestlers, and that's sad because like instead of congratulating each other, it's always some bullshit. It's like I never hated on nobody. Black, white, indifferent, gay, transgender, whatever. I congratulate Dylan McQueen just like I will Savannah Evans, just like I will LeBron Cozone, just like hell, I sent Brian Kanabrowski a message. Hey, great show. Glad to see you still out there getting it. I can't wait to maybe come to one of your shows one day. Something in that way. And it's like, that's the enemy. And I'm like, there's no bro, there's
Bro,
people blow
this is
stuff
the
out.
indies. Like we got to work together.
Bro,
Good lord.
people don't get that though, bro. Like people really think that like first off, you gotta talk businessman language when you talking to businessmen. Like that's what a lot of people don't get. Like if you can't talk like I had to tell somebody yesterday or the other day, a few days ago. I was like I said if you can't talk like you got some sense around me, what do you think these people who don't look like me and you gonna say about you? If every other word is a ghetto euphemism for my skin color or your skin color, what do you think is gonna happen? You think they're gonna say, "Yeah, I want this person on my show"? If they do, it's only to show how stupid you is, or how ignorant you is, or how you can't properly articulate your feelings without MFing somebody or talking
Right.
like a slave. So you got to be able to talk like you got some sense. You want to talk about, like I'm all about empowering people. But my thing is, I saw it at an AML show a few years ago. You know what I'm saying? You got to know your crowd, and it's about location. You know what I'm saying? It
Oh
was
yeah. Oh
when
yeah.
when, when
For
Darius had
sure.
first started doing the Black Lives Matter on his tights, right? It was I forgot who the match was. I know he was in Davidson. And I was sitting in the crowd because I always like to feel out the crowd and learn like what the crowd like and who they feeling and all this and that, right?
Hmm.
Well, sometimes being so pro black, you alienate the people that would support you. You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't make them racist. It's just that if they've never been in your situation, how can they understand what you've been through without you explaining to them and not bashing them over the head? You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes, like some people inbox me and they be like, "Look, you're like, I know you may not like this, but I need some direction from somebody like you." I was like, "What you mean?" I said, "This black guy just called me a racist for this, that, and the other." And I said, "Sir, I was like, your opinion is not wrong. It's just that right now ain't the time for you to state that. The matter of things are." And so I'm sorry, back to the story about the kid. So Darius comes out and he's getting a light, what I'm saying, lukewarm type of thing. And so matter of fact, I think it was him and Jason Kincaid.
Okay. I'm
And
from yeah.
two technical wizards, and they're having a
Right.
great match. And this kid looks at his dad and says, "Is that the guy that does the Black Lives Matter stuff, Dad?" And in that moment, it went off in my head. I said, sometimes, and I love Darius's gimmick. I love Darius. Darius is he's one of my favorite wrestlers outside and inside the ring. because he's always been positive. He's always been respectful. But that kid felt alienated. You know what I'm saying? And I know
Mm.
people gonna say, "Oh well, they should get used to it." Like, but here's the thing, though. That kid didn't know nothing. That kid didn't do anything wrong. You want to make that kid feel like crap for what happened to our people 100 years ago or 60 years ago? Go ahead, that's you. But this business is diverse, so there's always gonna be somebody that don't understand your struggle or my struggle, and people don't get that. They want to be so militant, and it's like you getting in the argument. I saw something that embarrassed me as a black person on online. This lady literally was cussing this white woman out because she was disagreeing with her. And then she told her she literally was cussing her out for not calling her the N word. And then when the woman called her the N word, she had a reason to hit her. I said, now,
Yeah, it's a video.
yeah,
I think I might have seen. I think I know what you're talking
I'm
about.
sitting up there like,
Yeah.
so you got mad because the woman didn't call you that. But then when she said the word, didn't call you the word, she said it. You said, say it again, and then hit her in the face. It's like it's like people. I have been called every name in the book. I really
Yeah.
have, and
I've
I
been
don't know.
called
I don't
everything except a child of God. I understand.
right. And the funny thing is that people act like when I left Five Star and went to AML, everybody act like I left a black company to go to a white company, and that wasn't it at all. And I still work and talk to Coles. I saw Coles on the day I talked to him. Like people don't get the dynamic. I'm always gonna be brutally honest. I don't like stuff sugar coated to me. I don't eat cereal. I don't want nothing sugar coated. Like I'm not gonna ever. I want my fans, black, white, and indifferent, to always be able to come to me, and I don't want to alienate people. When a bunch of black people left a certain promotion, I had the doggone hear about it all the time, as if I had, as if I was supposed to leave with them. And then you had people calling people out, and I'm just like, yo, like that makes no sense to call these people out because they're not like that. But I'm not gonna come out and argue with you publicly because what's gonna happen? The same people that's on your side gonna be on your side, and the people that's on my side still gonna be on my side. Like arguing on Facebook ain't never changed nothing.
Never ever. I
You,
stopped a while ago,
bro, I
especially
saw,
last year. Last year, I realized I was like, you know what? It's either people are just gonna think what they want to think, no matter how smart or stupid they sound. It doesn't matter. They're gonna feel the way they feel, and just you know what the old saying is. If you see if a smart person and a stupid person are arguing from a distance, you can't tell who is who.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's like I tell people. I said I make fun of politics all the time because of the simple fact because people be online and they will argue politics all day. And I said, look, I've never voted because I'm sorry. I believe, like Malcolm said, if it ain't nobody that you believe in, withhold your vote. I'm sorry. I'm going to withhold my vote until there's somebody that I believe in, until somebody that I feel like I can trust. Until then, I'm not trusting none of these people. It's like people, oh, I'm voting for the less two evil. Okay, that's fine. I'm not into politics. So whenever it's like when I tell people that, and I'm be honest, I work where I work at. It's a lot of people who are rednecks, and I'm just going to be honest. I love all of them, and they'll tell you they're rednecks. And I don't. Hey, look, I love them like they were my own. Some of them like they were my own family. They love talking politics to me, and I'll be like, you know what? I didn't vote for him. There was this guy. There was a guy who used to always. As, so I would make a joke about Donald Trump because he was the president at the time, and he would say something about Obama, and I'm like, that's 4 years old, sir. He's not even president no more. Like
It's,
I'm making like literally. If a joke is funny, I don't care if it's about my mama. I'm laughing.
right.
Like like I don't care if it's about Donald Trump, Obama. Ain't none of them. Ain't none of them people my friend. I'm sorry. Like, I'm just gonna keep it real. Ain't none of them people my friend. So if you want to vote for them, that's fine. I don't care. Just don't talk to me about it because literally,
I
I
don't
just want
care.
to wrestle.
Right. Yeah.
Like it's like people like your vote counts, your vote matters. Let's see. Since the year 2000, damn near every election has been screwed up in some way or another. So don't tell me my vote counts. I'm sorry, I can't believe that. You're lying to me, sir. You know what I'm saying? You're lying to me with a smile on your face, and I'm not happy about that. But I mean, I don't even like politics in wrestling. That's like when I decide to try to sponsor a show or whatever, right? I'm not going to sit up there and be like, "Oh, you did this to me back in the day in 19 whatever and whatever." I'm like, "Hey, can you wrestle or can't you wrestle? Can you work or can't you work? Like, can you do what I need you to provide for this show?" It's not about doggone craziness, like people get it misconstrued, and then it's hard working. It's hard talking to certain wrestlers because their mind ain't on the level. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Their mind, and you just got to use them for what they're for, because that's their thing. Like that's their thing. So sometimes it's very difficult to like stay level headed because all this stuff is going on, and you have to literally like be a bridge between this person and that person. It's like you're stupid and you're dumb. Let's see. There's somewhere between here where I'm supposed to be at. Okay, you know what? I'm going that way because you're over there, he's over there, and I'm going that way. So I'm gonna let y'all two deal with it. Like people don't realize, bro. Like it's a constant struggle, man. It's a constant struggle trying to make sense, trying to stay positive, trying to make sure that everything is good and right. It's frustrating sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you do want to give up. But then you think about it like this is the life that I love. And I don't stress out very easy. I was making jokes when I got shot at in Afghanistan. So this little petty stuff over here ain't gonna affect me at all.
Yeah.
But
I've noticed my short time in wrestling. There's a lot, and like I'm a real life DJ. I work at a radio station. Like that's been my career for the past 14 years. Before I started getting into, before I, before I decided to that I wanted to chase my dream of wrestling. So I'm used to pettiness because I deal with I deal with rappers. I deal with musicians and rappers. So I understand like how how people could be full of themselves or hate on each other, and and I dealt with that, on this side. So when I come into wrestling, I'm expecting something completely different, and it's literally the same damn
man,
thing on a
bruh,
different scale. The
bruh,
same thing.
bruh,
I'm
bruh.
like, bruh.
When
I'm
I
like,
say
I'm seeing people arguing, and I'm like it used to be about who's the best rapper. Now it's like who's a better wrestler, who's a shit promoter, who's not, who's this, who's that. Like, no, it's literally the same thing. Literally.
bruh, so here's my thing, right? So here's how much of a damn I don't give, right? So if somebody was to ask me, "Hey, do you like this guy or this person?" I'll be straight up with them. You know, there's only two people in wrestling I don't like, and I have valid reasons to not like them. I'll say their name. I don't really care. Like one guy's been on my block list for 3 years, and another guy he cancels shows every so often, and I'm like, I'll say their name if you want me to. I really don't care.
Man,
You know, like
dog, it's
like it's like well, no, because it's like okay, so me and Zach Zulu used to talk on the regular, and he canceled the show that I was helping with. And after I had used connections, so it's like, and then he shut down his website with my merch on this website. So I was like, yeah. And so like, I was just like, okay. And I don't even have a grudge against him. It's just like, let me know. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me as a man, let me know. Be like, hey, I'm shutting everything down, even the website. Like The other is I don't even think about him like that, but it's a good old Nick Lilly. But
I don't know. Right, I'm new. I don't know none of these
yeah,
people.
that is such a old thing though. It's like during this pandemic, I've learned to forgive a lot of people that I didn't even like want to or felt like I needed to. But it's like I don't even have a beef against him now. It's just that I just rather not be around them too, because I just rather not be around them, you know.
Man, I tell people all the time, man. Protect your peace, protect your mental health. If
Right.
somebody's gonna bring you if somebody's gonna bring your energy level down, or you know it, or you know it's gonna be an issue when you see somebody, don't be around them.
Bro, that's
That's-
exactly why. Here's the thing. And also I can't stand people who doggone they want you to be miserable because they're having a bad day.
oh man, don't get me
It's
started.
like it's like so you want me to be mad because you're mad. Like and it's
Ain't nothing
like
happened to me.
I can't stand people who always got snooty comments but don't add anything. Like here's the thing. If you ain't putting money on a show, shut the hell up and go away. Like if you here's the thing. I never in my life said, "Hey, I want to be in a booking meeting." Never, ever in life. I like to do everything in wrestling, but talk about booking stuff. Like, and people make me like, "Oh, no!" Like I really don't like, bro. I don't even like to know the results of matches. When
You
Sue,
know what?
when
I'm,
Sue,
I'm
what was that?
No, I say I'm there with you. Well, and it's like because I commentate. Like sometimes I get the stuff. You get a list. So you see what's happening, and it's like most of the time I don't even want to know. I like to be. I know it's a work. I still like to be surprised though.
Right,
Sur-
right, bro.
Surprise me.
Bruh. So when like I started being able to like know what was gonna happen, I was like, I wouldn't like unless they mentioned my name, I wouldn't like check the messages or whatever. Like Cozone, like who was it? No, it wasn't Coz. It was somebody. It was a they told me the results of a match, and I was man, I ain't want to know that. I was like, I've been like, bruh, I can literally count on my hand how many times I asked Brian Hawks the result of a doggone match.
Right.
Literally, I can count on my hands how many times I asked Tracy Myers for the result. I can count on my hands how many times I asked goes on for the results of a match. I just don't, I'm not that bro.
I
I'm
feel
sorry.
you.
I'm
If
not that
if
kind of
if
guy.
there's no reason for me to know, I don't need to know.
I don't need
Not
bro.
like the
I don't need
promotions that I work for. They give. I still keep the layout sheets just in case I have to go back and look at stuff. You know what I'm saying? And that's just so we can set up the storylines and commentary and all that. Outside of that, if I go to a show and I'm not doing nothing but just watching the show, I don't want to do nothing. Just let me enjoy it. Let me.
Yeah, like I want like bro, I never had the pleasure of like I hear about all these memories and it's like, bro, like I don't have that. Like I was people think I'm lying when I say this, bro, but I literally had a full-time job when I was in diapers. Like I worked at a racetrack. If you look it up, it's still running. Piedmont Dragway in Julian, North Carolina, and Speedway in Gibsonville, North Carolina. Like literally, I didn't have a free weekend till I was damn near high school.
Damn.
Like Thursday, they'd have the Thursday night shootout. Then Friday, sometimes we'd go down there because they had a show. Saturday they would have a show. Sunday they'd have the big dog shootout, and they'd have the Spider Man down there race Piedmont. Speedway they ran Friday night, so we'd be down there on Saturday from like 3, and I was praying that we could be done by 11. That way I could watch wrestling at 12. I used to only be able to catch the main event on because it would come on noon, and then dog, like bro, I had a full time job, so like people don't know what hard work is until like, and if it wasn't for my mother, my daddy would let us die because he would not feed us.
Golly.
Like, I promise you, like no jokes. Like we'd be sitting up there like, Daddy, get us some. Can we get something to drink? Get us something to eat. Like, bro, like he wanted to work us like they worked him. And like, so when I say like, and it wasn't like, oh, Saturday, oh, you can doggone wait to daylight. No, it was like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. We was up. Like no, like, and my sister would always find a way to get out of it.
Right.
Like, because she was allergic to everything, so she couldn't even be in the sun like that. Because her skin, her skin on her back would look like a crocodile's because she was allergic to the sun
Damn.
and 150 other items.
Damn. That's serious.
Yeah.
Okay, so you was talking about your relationship with AML, right?
Mhm.
So wait, the first thing I want to ask is because I heard this, but I didn't believe it. What does AML stand for?
What?
what, what does the
What did you
AML
hear
in
it stood
AML
for?
wrestling? What does the AML stand for?
What did you hear it stands for?
America's most liked.
Yeah.
America's most liked wrestling. That's what
Mhm.
I heard.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, I legit thought somebody was pulling my leg when I heard that, and I was like, "Shut up, that ain't it. That
Bruh,
ain't it."
like, bruh, I hate people so much. Because okay, so there was so many. Anyway, I'm sorry. Next
No,
one.
what? Go ahead, go
I
ahead,
can't,
go
I
ahead,
can't,
go ahead.
no. I can't say that. I can't say that. I say that. I can't
All
say
right,
that.
all right, all right.
I get heat with the
We'll,
boss for that one. I
we'll
will get
talk
heat
off
with the boss.
air.
Yeah.
Word.
Bro, you gonna pop for this one though. You really gonna pop for this one.
Hey,
You
all
gotta
right.
understand, but it's just
Okay,
yeah.
so what I was originally getting into, because you said you're the like the executive vice producer, or what is? I'm
Well,
sorry, what?
production manager.
Yeah, okay, production manager.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so how did you link up with AML, and how did that happen for you?
I literally, it was like June. Let's see, it was my third show, so I was there March, April, May. About May, I got George South saw me and he was like, "Hey, you're big. Get on the back of the truck." Literally, that's what he said, and I got on the back of the truck
Right.
and doggone, I started being myself, and people really liked it. And it's like, I got to the point where like I um I made a post and I was like, I always try to make myself indispensable and not ask dumb questions. I always try to be comic relief and be the soothing person in the situation. Um, Eventually, George would just sit down and he'd ask me if I was okay. Sometimes I'd be like an old dog. I would just like work and not realize what I'm putting my body through, and like sometimes I would almost pass out and didn't realize it. And
Damn.
they only had to pull me off the truck twice though because I got kind of dehydrated or whatever, so I needed some water. But sometimes I would load it up by myself and just put in the work, man. Like it got to the point where like the anywhere anywhere where like we go, I know the setup, and I know Tracy. He's gonna say put down three rows of chairs, and I'm like Tracy, yeah, we're gonna put down 3 rows, and then I look at that, we put down. You know why? Because I know how Tracy is. He's gonna say put down 3, and I'm gonna say Tracy. Last time we was here, we had to put down like 3 extra rows, right? So can we start with 5 this time? You're like, you know what? Yeah. So now it's like they just sit back and chill. I'll go to Tracy and be like, hey, this is where we put it last time. You had to post. I can even tell you in each building where he would want to put it at. And I can I tell everybody, I was like, look, I'm the only person who can take that truck to anywhere and doggone unload it by myself, set it up, do the sound and equipment all by myself.
Ah, damn.
Because I wanted to make sure that I wanted to make sure I was indispensable. I wanted to make sure they're like, you know what, this guy knows it, you know. And then when it got even deeper because I started doing music, and then I told Brian, I was like, well, it was at a Future Star show one night, and somebody asked for the footage, and he was like, "Do anybody know how to edit footage?" And I'm gonna be honest, I already had to set up the camera. I was already in charge of the truck. I was already doing extra stuff, which I don't mind.
Right.
I loved it. So he was like, "Do anybody know how to edit video?" So I'm like, "Okay, somebody in here knows how to edit video other than me." So I wait, and I'm like, "Okay, huh?" And I wait. He like, "Nobody knows how to edit video," and I'm literally like standing like 2 feet from. I'm the closest person to him, other than the person who asked. But I think it was like Blanco or somebody. I don't know. I can't remember who it was. So I raised my hand. I was like, he was like, you not edit video? I was like, yeah. He was like, take the SD card. And I took the SD card and I tried to make sure that everybody had their matches within 72 hours. So then, you know, mine was pretty low budget. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't great at it, but I got the job done. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. Exactly.
But it's kind of difficult. I said, Zay, I said, how long is this one gonna be? They had 45 minutes and it was 3.96 gigabytes.
Whoo!
I had to send in Google Drive. I
Oh
said
no. Oh man, that's gonna take like 2 days.
I said it ain't even that. It took a whole day to download it
I'm
to
about to
send it
say,
to me.
yeah, like
Like not
it
even to
don't
edit.
matter how fast your computer is, because
Right.
once you start dealing with Google Drive,
Yes.
because oh man, look, because me and my guys, we do a lot of videos for my home promotion. So trust me, I understand. I understand, boy.
Like I used to, like so it got to the point where like I found out Superjaw and I said, "Hey, how much would you charge me to come in and edit video for me and record?" And they gave me a price and I was like, "Oh, cool." And I think I kind of didn't tell. I'm not sure if I told Brian and Tracy this, but then when they showed up, they knew. So I was like, "Well, they know now." so, so like
Surprise.
so, like, yeah, so I was like, and I told Brian and Tracy, I said, I told them straight to their face, I said, Future Stars is gonna be better than the main roster. I said, cause we hungry and we gonna eat. I said, we hungry, boss. Like we gonna eat.
Yeah.
Like I told her, so like it got to the point where Brian really started to enjoy the shows because all he would have to do is relax and show up. Like nobody would ask him stupid questions.
Mhm.
Like all he has to do is do the little pre-show meeting. Hey, what's your like? You know what I'm saying? Like it's to the point where like they can both chill and actually enjoy the show.
Right.
It's not, and that was my goal. My goal was to have them enjoy the show because they have 20, they have almost 20, 30 people that train there regularly. They shouldn't be doing music, sound, or anything. Tracy got to the point where now it's certain stuff that him as the promoter he likes to do. So guess what? I tell him, I say, look, don't touch that microphone. Don't look at that microphone unless you're the announcer or your name is Perry. Don't touch the damn microphone because that's Tracy Myers and he don't like you touching it because he's gonna check the sound. That's
Right.
the one thing. Tracy gonna check the sound. He's gonna make sure that it's on. That look that you could click the button. That Roger. So yeah, that's Tracy's thing. Brian, he's gonna be chilling, but as he should. I don't think the booker and promoter should come to shows and have to touch stuff. You know, like they shouldn't. Like if you can give the booker or promoter a service that somebody else ain't doing, you're already distinguishing yourself. But if
Right.
you're coming in being another jackal or another jackass that they have to worry about or watch. You know what I'm saying? Why do they want you there? You know what I'm saying? Like, if they gotta watch you and not the matches, what are they getting out of it? They can get somebody who's
You're a distraction.
half as talented but less bullshit.
Right.
Like, talent can only carry you so far. Having manners and respect carries you the rest of the way. And that's what I'm trying to tell people. That's why a lot of these young guys, they're not going to get bookings. They're not going to make it because their attitude ain't right. Just because you have the ability for it, you got to think. Just like Quincy Jones told T.I., when the pile of shit gets bigger than the dog, you got to choose between your furniture and replacing your carpet or the dog. Is that dog worth that pile of shit that is laying down there? If not, get rid of the dog. And most times they're going to get rid of the dog because they just spent $50,000 on that couch. The dog cost $3,000. They don't want to get another damn couch. You know what I'm saying? They're going to have to, but they definitely going to get rid of the dog. Like, and that's what a lot of people don't get. Like, talent can only carry you so far, bro. You got to be able to talk sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you go into a locker room, most of these promotions are owned by white people. So you going in there talking, you know what I'm saying? Like how you know how we talk when
Yeah,
it's just
yeah, like how we told each other. Yeah, when we chilling. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
you can't be motherfucking everybody. Like, why would somebody bring you back? Like,
Hmm.
that doesn't make sense. Like, nobody's going to want to bring you back if you sitting up there doggone shit talking everybody when they're out there having a match. Like, let's be respectful, bro. Like, if you ain't got a positive critique, if you gonna talk shit to me because I at least want to get something out of you talking shit.
Right.
I at least want some type of motivation from you shit talking my match. If not, then you're just being a coward because you're not telling me to my face. At least tell me you think that was a shitty match, and I'll be like, you know what? Why do you think it was a shitty match? You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes people just don't understand what you're trying to portray or what you're trying to do.
There you go. Especially with wrestling, I've learned so much about what actually wrestling is from being a fan to becoming a worker. You know what I'm saying? And things that I used to look at as oh man, this guy can't wrestle. Now that I'm doing it, I was like, oh man, actually this guy's actually really good. He's doing what he does well.
Bro,
You know what I'm saying? It's not all about how many moves you can do. It's
bro,
not there's a whole lot more. That's just one part of it.
when I say, like, that's just like people underestimate George South. George South is literally considered one of the greatest workers by some of the best wrestlers ever.
Yeah.
But yet and still, right? I feel like, and Will Huckabee just touched on this on Facebook. He's like, your jobber should be some of your best wrestlers
Because
because they got to
they
make
gotta
the
make
guy
the guy
look
look
good.
good.
Because I tell you right now, let's be honest now. If we being honest, Hulk Hogan may be considered the best entertainer, but he damn sure ain't the best wrestler. If you
Oh
want to be
yeah.
honest.
Oh,
Entertainer, yes. Wrestler, no. Ultimate Warrior, entertaining to some. Wrestling, no. Let's be honest. We ain't about to, ain't no. Look, here's the thing. I don't want to be one of those people, but guess what? Sometimes you have to be more entertaining than you wrestle in some matches because it calls
right.
for it. That's why when you have a solid gimmick or a character or an extension of yourself, like as we call it, that's where you're gonna make your money sometimes. Because sometimes having a technical doggone Jonathan Gresham type of match ain't gonna get you there. It ain't. Sometimes people want to see you just punch a motherfucker in the face. Sometimes you want to hear a mother say, ow, my eye, my eye, my eye, like Terry Funk. Like, you know
Right.
what I'm saying? Let's be honest. Like, there's
It,
fans
it
for
it
everybody.
depends on the fans. Like I've been to shows where people pop off a headlock takeover. Like the
Yeah,
take up oh, and I'm like, word? I was like, oh,
bro.
this is gonna be a good night. If they
Another
popping on a headlock takeover, it's gonna be a
thing.
good night. And then I've seen other shows where people are doing like they doing some wild stuff, and the fans is like, uh.
Bro,
So it
here's the thing. If you can make it make sense and register it, fans are gonna love it. But a lot of times people can't make stuff make sense. If you can't make stuff make sense, here's the thing. If you punch somebody in the face and you can't make it make sense, that's used to be the thing when I was growing up. If I got in a fight, the reason had to make sense. If I
Mhm.
say, "Mom, I was bullying this guy and he got tired of it, so he smacked me and I punched him in the face," she gonna whoop my ass. But if I said, "Yo, this dude been trying to get at me for a few weeks," and I was like, I was avoiding him. He caught me in the bathroom, smacked me, so I beat the hell out of him. She gonna be like, "As you should, son.
Right.
Let's go. I'll buy you ice cream." You know what I'm saying? And people forget what psychology actually means, though. You know what I'm saying? Like psychology means it makes sense. Like I want to be able to have a 5-year-old looking at my match with Myron Reed and say that's the greatest match I'll probably ever see
Mm.
because it made sense. I want them to be. I want to be able to tell a simple story and still be able to make sense because that's what a lot of people are missing out on. I don't want to be one of those guys that's a one trick pony. That's why you'll never be able to say, "Oh, that was a Black Jack type match." I don't have a Blaqtus Jack style, so there's no such thing as a Blaqtus Jack match.
Right. No, I like that. Yeah. And see, and that's one of those things that I was alluding to earlier when you was talking about a bunch of different styles. You know what I'm saying? Or you can wrestle, hardcore, technical, this or that. That way, people don't know what they're going to get when they see you. You know what I'm saying? I might like I could see you wrestle Sunday and be like, all right, well, I know he wrestles like this. And then you might mess around and have a match in March. And if you wrestle completely different, then now I'm intrigued because I was like, well, damn, he was like this over here. I seen him again, and now he's like this. Like, you know, as a fan, I want to know more. I want to see this guy work again. Like it's just, it's like I fell in love with wrestling more now that I'm on the indies. Like you see like the whole other side of it. That's not the glitz and the glamour and like the real hard work. You know what I'm saying? You see guys that like sooner or later these guys got to get signed, and you see guys who think they got it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you get a whole mix. You get a whole mix of characters. You get a whole mix of how people work and all that stuff. It's very interesting, man. Like it's like
So
I'm low key obsessed. I'm low key obsessed with it. I love it.
it's funny because I can kind of feel like how Daniel Bryan feels, how he never made it. Like he said, even though he was the main event for WrestleMania, he feel like he still hadn't made it yet, and that's how I feel. Like I want to be able to be like level headed because I am a level headed person. I do tell stupid jokes to get through my day, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be able to accomplish, even if I don't make it like people think. I want to be accomplished and respected. Like, I've been in wrestling for 5 years and I've never won a title because it's not about a belt to me. It's not about a title to me. It's not about a strap. Like, as long as I can walk in the locker room and have people respect my name and me, like that's what means the most to me because I'll be honest, some of the people I see carrying belts around this mug, I don't want a belt. Like I see mugs carrying belts and I'm like, that's your champion? You remember in Black Panther when they said this is your king?
Is this your king?
That's how I was feeling after I saw somebody. So this is your king? And it's not like you're not shitting on him, but it's like, yo,
Like, wow.
all this
That's
talent
it's
out
like
here.
saying like, wow, that's the guy you put your trust in, or this is the guy that you want to
Yeah,
lead your promotion.
but I'm
Like
not gonna shame
that's
him
the
because
guy.
however you spend your money is how you spend your money. $40 is $40.
$40 is
However you want to
$40.
spend your money. Like, I'm never gonna tell nobody, how to spend their money or what to do with their money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, also, I'm upset with you because you ain't called me about none of my Valentine's Day specials.
Bruh, hey, you know it's crazy because I seen every single one of them. But you know what, man? I'm gonna tell you, we should have been friends before this year because I used to post similar things, and I'm like, I ain't like a couple. Well, I'm in a relationship now, but before when I was single, I used to post some wild shit. So I'm just like, this
Yeah.
guy, like this
Hey,
fucking guy.
she already know. She already know what she got. She
Yeah.
don't. Well, she be like, bruh, bruh,
Right.
look, I'm
Straight
like,
up.
I don't know how I got such a sweet lady, but she just like she lets me be myself, and I don't know why.
Yeah,
She's
bruh.
never like she never like tries to tone me down because I told her I was like, look, I said, I'm be myself. Like you may think I'm crazy, but I'm gonna be myself.
Yeah.
Like, and she definitely thinks I'm crazy. She like, it's funny because like I post stuff like you literally, if you go look on her page, she got all this Christian stuff.
And then here you go.
And
$40 is $40.
you look at my page, you think you you think I'm trapping out the bando and selling
Bruh,
hookers,
right, right. Like your
but
page,
nah,
yo, cause your page be all over the place, bruh. I swear. It's
bruh,
entertaining. It's
it,
everywhere.
but here's the
Like,
thing though, people can tell when like it's a serious post. Like people don't people really don't understand. Like I need wrestling to survive. Like when I got out the military, I was so lost. Like if I hadn't discovered wrestling, I really wouldn't be here today. Because
mm,
like most people, like their drug of choice is weed or whatever. Mine was cutting. Like I used to cut myself. Like that was my drug. That was my release.
wow.
Them endorphins and like, oh, I already know people gonna say, oh, that's not a black person thing. Well, guess what? I'm black and I did it, so it's definitely a black
Right.
like. And there's no such thing as black people drugs, white people drugs. Because back in the '90s, they used to say, oh, cocaine was a white person drug.
Bruh, look.
Sorry, Axe New Jack is not a white person drug.
eh, And you know, this is this is definitely a topic for another type of podcast because I totally hate when people try to define what blackness is. Like and I used to be ignorant when I was younger and I would say stuff like, "Oh man, you not." But like getting like the more I fear things, I was like, "Dog, you can't sit there and say what is and what isn't like what makes somebody black or what doesn't make somebody black because they do certain things or because they don't do certain things. You know what I'm saying? And bro, like that's one of the quickest ways to to get me pissed off. Like, dog,
Well,
you cannot define blackness.
that's
But
just like
I
that's
hate
just
that.
like this guy I used to work with, and this is a different type of example. He was a cokehead and cheating on his wife, right? But he wanted to tell me that this guy that we worked with looked like he was in the military, and I was like, what does that mean? Because I had the hair and the beard. He's like, he looks like he was in the military. Thank you, you cokehead loser, for telling me what somebody who looks like a in the military means. What that looks like. I'm so glad that your opinion matters to me that much that you feel the need to tell me what somebody looked like when they was in the military. First of all, most veterans grow beards. Look at
Especially
me.
from all
Look
the
at
time that
me.
you have to keep your stuff shaved. So
Bro,
why
that
wouldn't
stuff
they?
irritated the hell out of me. Especially, bro, you have never felt razor burn until you have to shave your face and then walk outside to negative 20-degree weather. I was in Fort Drum, New York by Canada. That is a different type of cold. When you step outside and your nipples freeze, that's a different type of cold. When you step outside and your chest hair is like frozen, bro,
They don't move no more.
they don't move, bro. when you gotta look literally, I had one time we was running and my nether region froze. I had to
Oh
stay
hell,
inside, take a shower, and do everything I could to warm up for like 45 minutes after we had finished in order to use the bathroom. That's how
bruh.
cold.
Oh, and that's supposed to be one of the warmest areas. Like when you cold, just stick your hands in your pockets. But nope.
No, no,
He said nope.
no, no.
Not on that day.
Not I learned that day. I wore two pairs of drawers after that. The devil is a lie. And then them doggone shorts they put them shorts, them doggone shorts that oh my god, shorts that like them old school ABA basketball shorts, cutting into your thighs and you lose your
Them goddamn them
cutters.
nut huggers.
Right. Oh my god. But yeah, bro, it's a lot of people out there to be like, you don't talk black and you don't act black. I'm proud
I
of that.
hate that.
I'm
I
proud.
hate it.
I'm proud of that because here's the thing. I've seen that so much in my life. I'm tired of it. I don't want
Dog.
nobody walking up to me, greeting me. Every other word is the N word. I'm sorry. I'm 33 years old. I'm too old for you to be your N word. I'm sorry. I'm too old for that. Maybe when I was 16 and 15 and more impressionable, I'm not gonna be that now. I'm too old for that. Like, walk up to me, hey Blaqtus, how you doing? And that's it. If you come with a bunch of hey, this, that, and the other, like, bro, if you can't, here's the thing. I would never say something in public that I wouldn't want to say in front of Vince McMahon and Triple H. Because let's be honest, that's where all of it, or Tony Khan, or Cody Rhodes,
Hmm.
or Kenny Omega. See, here's the thing. Like, they want to be so pro black that they said, but yet still they tearing each other down because every time you say that word, they looking at you like, yeah, we still got them programmed to talk how we want them to talk. Just because I got a decent vocabulary, that don't mean I'm white or whatever. And to be honest, I am the darkest person in my family, but there's only like four dark skinned people in my family. Quite a few of my family are white and Indians. I went to a family reunion a few years ago, and it looked like the foreign exchange. It was so
Oh
diverse
shit.
and beautiful. I have Jamaicans walk up to me and speak their language. I have Haitians and Africans and people from the Sudan. I had one man damn near threaten me. Don't tell me you're not from the Sudan. I'm not from the Sudan. I was standing in the parking lot and this guy rolled up to me and started speaking Jamaican. And I was like, he's like, you're not Jamaican. I said, no. Oh, I'm sorry. And he said in a perfectly Jamaican accent. I'm like, like,
Oh, bro.
bro, I'm telling you, like, my hair and my appearance has been a gift and a curse. It really has. Because, like, it really has. It's interesting to see.
I can
Um,
imagine. 'Cause I know how
bro,
people like to. I know how people like to jump to conclusions.
bro, yo, do you know? So I'm gonna tell you this. Sorry, I don't know if we're running out of time or whatever, but I got all the time in the world. But so I posted something, and this is how I know when I posted something interesting. when Brian Hawks and Franco Vargas messaged me at the same time.
Oh yeah.
Bro, look, here's the thing.
Oh yeah. That's
Bro,
that's that's
it, it,
that's the key
it's,
right
it,
there.
it
That's
wasn't
the
even
key.
something, it wasn't even something bad that I said. It was just I was referencing someone that gets the wrong type of like go away type of heat. And I was
Mm,
like, oh dang, like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know it was that deep. And then come to find out it was that deep. It was
mm.
deep. I was like, oh my God. But yeah, most stuff I post, they're like, you're an idiot. And I'm like, thank you. Anytime I see Brian Hawks hit that thumb on my stuff, I'm like, yes, I got him. Franco was just like, what the fuck are you doing? But you know what though? I call Franco OG, but I'm actually older than him. That's crazy to me.
How old is Franco?
Franco's
Now,
like 25. No, I'm playing. He's like
I was about to say, no, he ain't.
no. He's younger than me by like yeah, he's younger than me.
Is he?
Yes,
Damn.
he's younger than me.
You know what, man? I'm finding out like a lot of people just look younger than I think they are.
Bruh, I ain't gonna lie. Franco, literally, like I was talking to him one day and he was upset about something and his accent came out. I did not know he was from like up north. His accent really came out. I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. So I'm like, I'm sitting there, I'm just like, yep, that's what it was. And like, it's funny because my father was up there for a while, but my father has a list like Sylvester. But when he gets mad, he talks faster. So he sounds like a New York version of Sylvester the cat whenever he gets mad. And like he just like he can't he can't even say my brother's name right because it's really that bad. Like my brother's name is David. He call him Daisy sometimes or David.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
So I pick on my father every chance I get.
Yeah.
Yeah, I annoy the hell out of him because yeah, I pluck his ears. I pick him up in the air. You know, fun things. Just let him know I still love you, Dad.
Nah.
But yeah, man.
All right.
Bro,
So,
so
all right. So before we go close this up in a few. So you had
I got
just mentioned what is your okay? So you had said something to the effect of not saying certain things in front of Vince McMahon, Tony Khan. So obviously everybody's goal is to get picked up by a major promotion. Is there a certain one in general that you would want to be signed to?
um honestly NXT because I feel like that they utilize every minute of airtime that they have. Um I would definitely want to be NXT. I feel like on the main roster everybody gets lost in the shuffle.
Right.
You know, like Braun Strowman just beat Goldberg at WrestleMania last year.
Last year. Where
And
he at?
he just like lost to Bobby Lashley in like 5 minutes this year. It's like I don't feel like I don't feel like a lot of times they look at long term. I think they just look at what's hot right now, you know, like and sometimes that's not always a good thing, and sometimes that's a great thing, you know. But if I had to choose, it would definitely be NXT. But if I had to, then I would probably choose. It would have. God, it's so hard because they would hate me because I listen to Jim Cornette podcast way too much.
Oh man, bruh,
Like
Jim, bruh, Cornette be going in, dog.
and the funny part
Phew.
about it is, even when I disagree with him, he's at least able to say his thoughts. But he's gonna MF you the whole time, though.
Oh, hell yeah. He ain't got no
Definitely.
filter.
Right, old girl, she hates when I listen to him. She's like, all he do is cuss. That man cuss too much. She don't know his name, but she definitely knows his voice. I can go play some Jim Cornette right now, and she gonna go off. She,
Right.
I'm telling you. But yeah, man. Like, I would definitely choose NXT. And let's see. I would choose NXT or AEW for the simple fact because WWE is so stacked. They are so stacked.
They are.
They got people like Cesaro that they're not really doing anything with. So it's like, I'm sorry, Cesaro is like the most amazing wrestler ever. Him and Daniel Bryan. Like, I'm sorry, nobody has come close to them in the past couple of years to me, and that's just my opinion. Like, yeah, I would love to see them do a best of seven series.
Mm.
Cause doggone like Booker T and Chris Benoit,
And
oh
Chris
my
Benoit,
god,
boy, I love that.
bro,
Man.
oh my god! And then when Diamond Dallas
That
Page,
that that series actually made me bigger fans of both of them at the time. Like I liked Booker T, I like Chris Benoit, but after that best of seven, oh man, they were immediately both in my top five. Like right at that moment, so I
bro.
love that series of matches.
Bro, and then dog, bro. Side note, you know, everybody. I know everybody. A lot of people loved Booker T growing up. I'm sorry, I love me some Stevie Ray, bro. I don't care what nobody. I love me some Stevie Ray, bro. Like Booker T, yeah, like he may have been a better wrestler, but like Stevie Ray, that mother just made me believe that he, like even
Oh,
like
because he'll beat your ass.
right, like even when I message him, like I'm reading the messages like in his voice, and I'm just like, fuck, he's gonna kill me. This is gonna be so awful. I don't care what nobody say. Look, I love me some Stevie Ray, bro.
Stevie Ray
That's
is dope.
like it's crazy because like I love Ron Simmons, but like if I had to put it in like order of like African American wrestlers that I like have so much love and respect for, bro, he would be number two because I love me some Ernie Ladd. I
Oh,
don't care,
Big Cat.
bro, bro,
Yeah, Big
bro.
Cat.
When that mug came in the ring, I forgot who he was attacking. He had on the hat like he was dressed like you remember the part in Malcolm X when him and his friend is walking down the street with the hats on. He was
Yeah,
dressed like
yeah.
that. I was like, oh my god. He whooped that dude ass and never lost his hat. I said, this mug is a pimp.
Yeah. You talking about when they was hitting that stroll with it?
Bruh.
Uh,
He said, I'm 6'9" and I cover the ground I walk on. I said, I don't know what that means, but I love it. But yeah, bro, like I'm gonna be honest, if anything ever happened to Stevie Ray, I would like I love that dude. Like growing up, like yes, that was one of my favorites. Like, and no, he wasn't the main eventer. I feel like he should have been a main eventer more times. You know what
he
I'm
had the
saying?
size. He had the ability.
Yeah, it's just like, bruh,
That's
if I
something
could,
I never actually even thought about. Why Stevie Ray never got the push that Booker did. Hmm.
bruh, like honestly, like Stevie Ray is, I just like if I could sit under one person for like an hour and just be like, look, teach me, it'd be him. Like just to sit under him and learn, just like the share some of the knowledge that he's like had over the years. Like I would love that, bro. That would be a blessing. Like I wouldn't even know. I would be so happy, bro. Like uh that would be life changing for me, bro. I would love to have that for like my birthday present or something, like an early birthday present. I get to have a one-on-one conversation with Stevie Ray.
Right.
But uh, yeah, just but yeah.
That's
Also,
dope, man.
one thing
Oh,
that
go
I
ahead.
would
Go
like
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
before it ends, I would really love if people would come out. We're having a camp at AML June 25th through the 27th.
Yep.
We're having it's gonna be Rudy Boy and Gonzalez. It's gonna be Josh Geary. It's gonna be C.W. Anderson, Preston Quinn, and also it's gonna be LeBron Cozone.
Yeah. I saw the
That's all.
flyer.
Yeah,
You might see me. I believe me and my partner should be coming back out there for that one.
bruh. I would brother, sign up as soon as you can, brother. Sign up
Yeah.
because like, it's people should want to
These are
get back.
necessary, bro. These
Like
seminars
people.
are necessary.
See, and here's the thing I tell people, right? People be trying to act like people are trying to grab money for like this. I'm like, ma'am, do you realize Frank Myers could put his money, Myers could put his money into whatever he wants to. He enjoys wrestling. That's why he created AML. That's why he created WrestleCade. That's why Brian Hawks. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't realize that. But the thing is, like, it's hard to doggone people be like. I've seen people. Oh, it's a money grab. How?
Have you even been
How
to the
is it? Like,
seminars?
have you ever
Like,
been like?
Look, I could just speak from personal experience being at the last one, December 5th through, I think it was the 5th, there was the 4th through the 6th or the 5th through the
The
7th,
fifth
just the
and
one
the
we,
seventh.
yeah, that man, I learned a wealth of knowledge, stuff that I keep in my mind every time I step into the ring. Yeah, matter of fact, we started doing some of the some of the Tom Pritchard drills at my home promotion. Like there's so much you can learn, man. It's look,
And that's the thing. Like it's like I've heard people say that, and I just look at them like, what do you? I was like, look, you get 3 days with somebody that
three
trained
days,
Shawn
not
Michaels and
3
Daniel
hours,
Bryan. Right,
3 days,
right,
bruh.
and it's worth the money. It really is because I'm going to be there. Like some people were like some people at the last camp was like, oh, I ain't expect you to participate. Why the hell not? I'm still trying to get better too. Like
Right, I'm trying to make
I'm
it
not.
too, bro. What you mean?
I said I'm. I
Like,
said I'm not the main event on WrestleCade, so why would I not want to get better?
right.
Or WrestleMania, so why would I not want to get better? Like there's a lot of things that are like when people speak out of turn, it's got to be some type of punishment because because ignorance has been allowed to take over where common sense should have been stopped. You know what I'm saying? Should have been at where it is. Y'all have literally snatched out common sense and said,
Oh,
okay,
that's
we don't want to believe that, so we're going to put what the internet says is right. And the internet ain't always right because the internet wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Oh,
man.
it's good. Sometimes you just look at people and you like, you really can't be that dumb. Like
They
some people
can
must.
though. They definitely can.
But here's the thing: they gotta practice it because it's got to be hard to stay in character all the time. Home to work
It's
to
the
wrestling.
never-ending gimmick.
That's a long time to be a jackass. I'll tell you that
Yeah,
much. But
hey man. Some people
yeah,
comfortable in
so
their own skin, you know. So, but look, man, what's your social media in case people want to follow you?
it is at Blaqtus Jack on Facebook, at Blaqtus on Twitter, Instagram, the same thing at Blaqtus Jack. I think I might create a Kick. Do people still use Kick?
I only mess with the big three: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Anything outside of that, I don't know nothing about.
I used to mess with Tumblr, but then they turned it into a porn hub, so I just said I
Yeah.
deleted that. Bro, I did because every time I turned around, it's like this person has added you, and I'm like, I don't know that. Oh shoot, that's a gay Mexican luchador. Let me delete it.
Gay
Let me delete
Mexican luchador.
it. It really was, bro. That happened to me on Facebook, bro. Dude kept. I didn't even know you could change the color of the chat. He changed it to pink. I said, sir, $40 is not $40. That's like $125.
$40 is not at this time.
That's not enough. Like, what are
That,
you
now $40 is not $40.
You are trying to whore me out for no reason. I don't agree to this, sir. This is a customer something.
Do not pass go. Do not collect $40. No,
Right. Oh, that's gonna be my
no,
next one.
bro. It's a pleasure, man, having you on this Sunday. Look, they streaming it live. First time ever streaming live. Blaqtus Jack is going to be in the building. He's going to be facing off against Myron Reed. You know what I'm saying? Smash the Mat will be on commentary. We're going to get some we'll see, pre or post match interviews. We getting some interviews. Believe that, though. So you already know what it is. Man, as always, it's a pleasure. And you got to tell me what you was going to tell me when I turn this live off. I ain't forget. I didn't forget.
I got you. I
Well,
got you.
we out.